I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be, Take Me Back, Please. I got an email here from a guy who got dumped by his girlfriend, and he made pretty much the classic mistake, or mistakes I should say, that most guys make when they're in a long-term relationship. Now here's the interesting thing that happens. Guys that get it right and are able to properly court and date their girlfriend, maybe eventually they get married, what typically happens is they do everything right, and then usually it's like if there's just a girlfriend, they've been together for say 2-3 years, or if they say they dated for a year or two and then got married, and after they've been married for a year or two, guys get complacent. It's just for whatever reason they get busy, they get focused on other things, and they don't think that dating and courting their wives or their girlfriends is really that important anymore. And so what happens is they don't focus on these things as much, and what they don't realize is, and they don't notice, is that their girlfriend or wife is slowly falling out of love with them over time. And there's a wise man once said to me, he says, if you don't date your wife or girlfriend, some other guy eventually will. And that's usually what happens. These guys get to a point where they're really not paying much attention. Maybe she starts to bitch a little bit more. Maybe they start having fights and arguments where hardly they ever had any disagreements. And then it seems like she's always angry and always pissed off. And then out of the blue, all of a sudden she wants to break up with him. And he's shocked and he's stunned at this. And he's trying to get his shit together to figure out what went wrong or where it went wrong. And it's something that's been going wrong for a long time. So this, I'm going to read this email here to you because this guy's brought up a lot of things that's real important. Women want you at your best, and that means they want you focused on your purpose, your business, your mission, your career, whatever it is. Whatever it is your purpose in life, they want you to be pursuing it relentlessly and to be excited about it. Because guys that are excited about where they're going are exciting to be with. He says, Hi, Corey. Listen, brother, I have this situation where I would seriously appreciate your great advice. Now, I'm also coached in the matters of being a challenge, cocky and funny, and other actions that cause a girl's interest level to rise. And then if you offer love, affection, and respect as your maintenance program, you'll keep her forever. That sounds like something out of what Doc Lowe would say. And now here's the thing. My ex and I broke up before about 2.5 months ago in November. We had a 3-year relationship. I wouldn't trade for anything in existence. I started getting lazy, lost my job, and money wasn't flowing anymore through the house. That's going to cause a woman to feel very unsafe and very uncomfortable, especially if she's wondering how you guys are going to pay your rent together. That kind of thing. Especially if it's not so bad in the beginning, but if like months and months drag on and you're not motivated to go do anything, or it doesn't seem like you're really trying that hard to get a new job, that'll create a lot of problems because it forces the woman to move into her masculine, work harder, make more money to make up for the fact, or the things I should say that the guy is not doing that he should be doing in the relationship. He says, I had my own business, but it didn't go well. And then all the other physical problems, emotional problems, she started talking to another guy. And right after our breakup, or maybe even before. I understand now I lost her interest level in me, and she started seeing the bad in me. Yeah, because what happens is in the beginning of a relationship, when two people are starting to fall for one another, they're focusing on all the things they love about each other. But as things go wrong, or they've been together for a long time, and especially in your case where you just weren't taking care of business, basically what happens is both people end up focusing towards the end of the relationship on the things they don't like about one another. So he says, let's see, all because I stopped offering the maintenance program. You got to learn to communicate when. Women aren't like robots. It's not like you do one, this, that, or whatever. You've got to communicate with them. Dating and pickup skills are great, and being cocky and funny is great for going out and having fun on dates, but that shit doesn't help you at all when you're trying to communicate or trying to help your girlfriend work through problems or things that she's upset with. is all through me dancing with other girls and she doing the same with another guy, she just randomly grabbed with a hurt, revengeful look on her face. Sounds like you guys are doing a little tit for tat, trying to make each other jealous. One thing led to another, and we ended up having sex plenty of times, and man, it was amazing. Well, makeup sex is always fun, and it's always usually intense. One of the last times she tells me she wanted to have my children and be my wife. Which you got to understand, when women say things like that, she's talking about exactly how she felt in that particular moment that she said it. Now, if you have done 1,000 things or 15 things wrong since she said it a couple weeks or a couple months ago, I mean, obviously she's going to feel different now than she did back then. And so you should always judge a woman by how she feels right now, not what she said she felt like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, or a month ago, because that time has come and gone. The only thing that matters is how she feels about you right now, today. Now, all this, her saying that she wanted to marry him while she was still dating for this other guy. So she called and wanted to hang out, and obviously he blew her off, and so she spent the weekend with this guy. And so she chilled the weekend with her date, and then on Monday the guy dies in a terrible motorcycle accident. Holy shit, that's pretty intense. She's torn to pieces. I have to console her on Thursday after the funeral. I gave her my listening ear, warmth, comfort, etc., while she grieved his death. That was good of you. While remaining in silence, she revealed to me how much she actually felt for this guy and that she only kissed him, but she wanted more, and she would always come back and fuck me. When he would see her the next day, he would be like, "You saw your ex last night?" She was like, "Yes." He would say, "I know you did." He could obviously tell, probably because she had a big smile on her face and the tension was gone. But when I spoke to her and tried to initiate comforting sex, she was totally against it. Now, the other day, I go to see her and tell her I want her to work things out, to give us a try. She says she wants God in her life. We were living in sin, and the same thing she said in the beginning of this breakup situation. She said she didn't love me anymore, that she loved me, but she was not in love with me. And what that means is a woman is in love with you when her interest level is in the 90% range. And obviously, if it's 50 to 60%, then she's not in love with you. She'll still love you, but she's not feeling the same passion and desire to be with you. She's not feeling in love with you, obviously, because you've done a lot of things wrong, obviously. He says, this girl's a great catch, and I really want things to work out, but as of 1 week to now, she has changed her attitude towards me. And so, let me ask you this. If she was such a great catch, then why did you stop putting your best foot forward? And here's the thing that everybody ignores after a breakup. Because if you're the one that gets dumped, all of a sudden your interest level, you now think it's twice what it was. If your interest level was 50, and then you get dumped, then all of a sudden you think, oh, this is the only woman in the world, I want to get married, she's perfect, blah, blah, blah. And so you need to cool your jets there a little bit when it comes to the marriage thing. She called me back the same day of the second breakup as soon as I left, sounding like she was crying, that she didn't like the way I upped and left after she told me that. Yeah, she's basically telling you that she's being honest, and she's telling you where her feelings are at that particular moment. And it sounds like you got a little butthurt and left and took off because she said she wasn't in love with you. And what you got to understand is women fall in love slowly over time, and they also fall out of love slowly over time. And so the amount of time it took for her to fall out of love with you, it's going to probably take the same amount of time to get her to fall back in love with you. And you do that by doing everything right, by courting her, taking her out on dates, romantic opportunities for sex to happen, as I like to call them, fun-filled romantic opportunities for sex to happen. So, I mean, you just can't take these things personally. You just got to say, hey, you know what? Bottom line is her interest level is where it is because of my lack of doing the right things. You just got to be honest with yourself. Now I've been looking at your videos and I'm subscribed to your newsletter. So I sent this second chance letter with a little apologies and recognizing and owning the problems. These are things you should do in person and not over emails or love letters trying to get her back. Those are always kind of a weak thing because to a woman, if you really meant it, you'll say it to her in person, to her face. And then she says she needs time to think about it. It's like, Great, give me a call when you figure it out. And then you just go on with your life. And speaking a little bit about how I enjoy the fact she's the only person I can talk to about any subject, how we can dance to any tune, simply affirming how wonderful she is. Making sure to say that I'm okay with the breakup and that we both needed space. That something wonderful happened to me, life-altering, but I'll tell her in the future. All that, man. Now, we haven't spoken in 2 days, no text or talking. She told me to pass by the place she works with my friends to get drinks, and I just blew her off. Told her I was busy and never went. I just sent the second chance letter. So what should I do to win this girl back? Well, first things first, you need to download my book and read it, because there's a lot of relationship wisdom that you're obviously lacking and you're missing because you just didn't know it. It sounds like you probably spent a lot of time learning pickup skills and dating skills, cocky and funny, that kind of stuff, but you didn't learn the real important stuff to communication. And you also didn't understand how important it was to a woman in order to feel comfortable in a relationship that you obviously had a job and you were taking care of things that you were supposed to take care of. And you also probably didn't understand that how you basically forced her to act like the man in the relationship when you were falling down on your responsibilities. And those are things that the knowledge gap will get filled in by just reading my book. Let's see here. He says he just bought her tickets to a concert for her favorite singer, giving her space. I agree with the breakup, blah, blah, blah. And then he says here, but I'm waiting for her to contact me, and I swear if I get back with her, I will marry her for sure. You can't know that. If you do get back together with her, you should take it slow and just date her for several months, because you might find yourself in the same place feeling like you don't really love her anymore. Maybe you were bored and you had kind of already emotionally left the relationship and you just didn't admit it. But, now since you're the one that got dumped, now you think you're in love with her and she's the woman of your dreams and you're going to have kids with her and this whole 9 yards, which is what every guy goes through. I went through it, and, 99% of the guys that I coach that are trying to get their girlfriends or their wives back, they go through the same thing. So give her the space, wait to hear from her, and when she contacts her, start dating and courting her properly. Take her out, take her to a nice place to dinner, and start treating her the same way you did in the beginning. It's like, in essence, you got to start all over. You got to start just taking her out on dates, showing her a good time, being a gentleman, the whole 9 yards. And slowly get her to fall back in love with you. And once she is, and you guys are having a great time, maybe 6 months down the road or a year down the road, or everything's great, and you're following the relationship advice and wisdom that I talk about in my book, and you want to get married and she wants to get married, meaning she's bringing it up all the time, not she bring it up once in 6 months, meaning she's constantly, when do we get married? Where's this going? When she's asking and bringing up those kinds of things, that means she's ready. So if you find this message of value, you can show your appreciation by going down to the Would-Be a Toolbar at the bottom of your screen if you're watching this video on my website. Click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information in this video. At the very least, please share this page with all your friends and family by clicking any one of the social network sharing buttons, which are also located on the Would-Be a Toolbar at the bottom of your screen. And if you have a question that you want to ask me, or there's a topic that you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen and send me 3 or 4 paragraphs detailing your situation. And just be patient and give me several days to get back to you, because I get a lot of email from the internet, and obviously I take care of my paying customers first. And if you'd like to talk to me right away and schedule a phone coaching session so I can help you with a specific situation, click the Products tab at the top of your screen and just follow the instructions. And I will talk to you soon.